How's it going, YouTube? So this morning I decided to drive about an hour out from my apartment to a new river that I've never fished before. It's my first time out here, and I'm going to show you guys how I break down a new body of water and some of the techniques that I prefer to use in these creeks, rivers, and streams to try and target these smallmouth bass. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so before we get into some fishing, I just want to show you the two baits that I'm going to start with and two of my most favorite techniques to use when I'm fishing in a river or a creek and trying to catch smallmouth ultimately. But first, if you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. 99% of my viewers aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you like the content and you want to see more of it, hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so that you can get notified when I post a new video. Okay, so getting right into it. I like to bring two rods. You could ultimately bring one if you want. Two is that happy medium in my opinion, where it's not too much to carry around with you as you're wading down the river, but it also gives you the option of having two things tied on at once. So I always bring, obviously, a spinning setup so that I can throw a Ned rig. Now usually I use just the regular TRD, but recently I picked up the TRD craws and I'm going to be trying those out today. And this is probably the bait I will throw the majority of the day. Really, the whole reason for the other rod is if for some reason I'm not catching them on the Ned rig, which usually doesn't happen, or if for some reason they don't want a craw bait that's bouncing off the bottom, I have tied on a little paddle tail swim bait, a Kitech. This is I think the Bass Pro Shops brand paddle tail, but it's basically, almost identical to a Kitech swim bait with an owner flashy swimmer. You can also use just an underbelly weighted hook, whatever your preference is. I like the flashy swimmer. I think it gives it just a little bit more oomph, and I think the bass like it. So these are the two baits we're going to be starting out with today. I have a few other things in my tackle box that we might throw, but ultimately these usually don't come off my rods and reels when I'm out fishing rivers for smallmouth. If they do, this rod most likely will have a little finesse jig or a jerkbait on it, and this other rod, almost 99% of the time has the Ned rig tied on all the time. So just wanted to go over these two baits with you guys before we got out there, but let's get to some fishing. I'm excited, and I've heard this place has really good sized smallmouth in it. So we've got a few different public access points we're going to be fishing at today, and this is spot number one. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so like I said, to start, I'm going to be throwing the little Ned rig with the TRD craw. I'm actually at this first public access point I'm at is an outfitter here on the river that rents out kayaks and stuff for people to float the river and fish. And they allowed me to just come down here and park, and he kind of told me that this first little turn here is a really good spot. So this is kind of where we're starting out today. It's beautiful out here. Okay, so back here is where I thought it got deeper, but it actually got shallower. So I continued to walk. I'm gonna have to walk back and get my camera bag and everything and my other rod, but I continued to walk because the guy told me as you got down here around the corner there was a big deep pool and it was really good fishing, but I've yet to find I mean, unless he's talking about where I was originally, but and that could be the case, but because here it's not very deep. There's a fish. Can't tell what kind of fish it is yet. Smallmouth? No, rock bass. Beautiful rock bass. Crazy, I'd never caught one of these in my entire life before I moved here, and in the last week, this is the second one I've caught. Beautiful fish. There you go, bud. Not exactly what we're coming for, but that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Maybe this is where I need to bring my stuff. I'm not sure yet, though. There's another fish. That's a smallie. Ooh, feels like a decent one. Right in that same area. He's fighting good. Oh, yeah, it's a good smallie, guys. Oh, I love it. You gotta love it. Yeah, after this fish, we're gonna go grab our stuff. Come back here. There you go, bud. Beautiful fish. On the Ned rig. Come here. Oh, I know. Oh, gotta love it, guys. Beautiful smallie. Probably close to a pound. Just a beautiful fish. Oh, man. Okay, so after catching that smallmouth and rock bass on back-to-back cast, I ran back up there and got my camera gear and stuff because it was quite a ways upriver. Because I think we found a nice little spot here. So just wanted to give you guys a little update. Gonna get back to fishing and see if we can catch some more smallmouth. Okay. Make sure my drag's set because that first smallmouth was actually a pretty good sized one. Fix the Ned rig. Let's cast back out there. So that was back-to-back cast, guys. Caught that little rock bass and then that smallmouth. So I think I might have found a little spot where they're, I wouldn't say stacked up. Maybe they are, who knows. But I definitely found a nice little spot. So I had to run back up and get the rest of my stuff. Not that I think it would get stolen because I haven't seen anybody else out here fishing, but just to be safe. Hung up on something. Like I said, guys, if you're fishing a Ned rig, you gotta be prepared with lots of them because these things, I even felt, whatever this was, I felt it. I didn't even, okay, we got out of it. Hopefully our hook isn't bent. Let's see. No, we're good. Hook is not bent. Perfect. So as you guys can see, we have some pretty decently moving current right here, and I'm casting into it, and I'm kind of letting the Ned rig just, just get taken with the current, and that's how I caught that rock bass and that smallmouth. Oh, just missed one. Oh, something picked it up there. There it is. Oh, much better fish, guys. That feels like a good smallie. He picked it up, and I missed him the first time. Oh, whoo. Oh my gosh, that's a good smallmouth, guys. Oh, he's giving us a show too. Oh, beautiful fish, and he is fighting. Man, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Beautiful, beautiful smallmouth. Oh my gosh. Oh man, beautiful fish. He picked it up and I missed him. I mean, I felt him pick it up. And I didn't set the hook in time, but oh, look at that. That is what we came for. Beautiful, beautiful smallmouth bass. Gosh, I could not be happier. Could not be happier. We've probably been out here for an hour, guys, but 2 smallmouth. We're upgrading. This is a bigger one. We're gonna keep fishing. We got all day, so. Oh, beautiful. Look at that, guys. Beautiful fish. Two smallmouth. Just going up in size. I weighed that last one. He was a little under 2 pounds. He was like 1 pound and 13 ounces. So, but golly, was he fun. Like I said, this is the first time I've been out here, guys. So I'm kind of just showing you what I do when I come to a new river or stream that I've read about and it's my first time fishing it. I mean, ultimately, the Ned rig, I mean, it's usually my go-to bait when I'm fishing for smallmouth and rivers and stuff. It just works. I mean, it's as simple as that. You can't complain. It's just, the only thing, like I said, is it gets hung up really easily. And I don't care if you, like I've gotten pretty good to where I know it's not a fish, you know? I'm like, oh, that's a tree, that's a rock, whatever. And I won't even set the hook into the structure, but it'll still get hung up. I mean, so make sure you have a lot of Ned rig heads. Stock up on them before you go. That's what I did. I went to Walmart a few days ago and I bought, I think like 10. I think I bought 2 packs of 5 just so that I knew that I wouldn't run out of Ned rig heads because you don't want that to happen. That is not something you want to happen when you're out here and that's what you're catching them on. Oh, my drag is not set. Whoop. Okay, we got hooked into another one. Luckily, he's not as big. My drag must have gotten bumped at some point because he's the smallest one of the day, but still a fun one. Constantly got to be checking my drag because sometimes it does that. I accidentally bump it. Just a little wee guy, but still beautiful fish nonetheless. Thank you, buddy. They're still in here. Okay, guys. So that's gonna wrap up the video. I've been out here fishing for probably like 4 hours. Only caught 3 smallmouth, but this place is beautiful. The smallmouth were, 2 of them were good sized smallmouth. They're super fun to catch, super pretty fish, and overall I'm super happy that I was able to come out here and fish this new river and experience it. And we'll definitely be back. Probably gonna be floating it in the future, so definitely stay tuned for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's always fun to get out and wade and come to a new place and ultimately leave successful. You know, we caught some fish and we caught the fish we were here for. You know, we came to catch some smallmouth, and I'm not mad about the almost 2 pound smallmouth that I caught. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to kind of give you some tips on how I fish the Ned rig and ultimately how I break apart a new river or stream to try and catch these smallmouth. So if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.